Magic Makers. I'm Mombirella.
I'm Yukita Cosplay.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Get your wands to the ready because we solemnly swear we're up to no good. And speaking of up to no good, today we have special guest Magdalene Rose.
Hi.
Hey. And we've already got people saying hello, hello, Mr. Jeremy Vanders, maker of our wonderful wand.
Wands, makers of beautiful wands since 2024. Ooh, look at the sparkle. Ooh, you can see your soul in it. Wow.
You can make of our wonderful wands.
I didn't realize yours was a Horcrux.
Oh no.
Why? Why do you insult my wand? She didn't mean it, baby. She's just being jealous. She didn't mean it.
Oh, welcome so much. Thank you so much for joining us. If I can get those words in the right order.
Miss Magdalene, she goes, did I use a soul stone? Oops. Oops. Miss Magdalene Rose is actually a heavy metal Christian band, and so we're super excited to have her on. Super Hubby says, hello, ladies. Hello, Super Hubby. My Super Hubby. Love my Super Hubby. So she's a Christian heavy metal band, and we're super excited to have her on. Hello, young lady.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
So let me start with the first question. How would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard of Christian metal before?
I would describe it as the music can be heavy, so there's guitars and there's drums and they can be really fast and really loud. But we also like to incorporate some like pop vocals into our music. So we have like really catchy melodies for the choruses. And then during the breakdowns or some of the verses, we also get a little heavy and we have screaming there. So if you have a favorite pop artist, imagine them on top of like really heavy guitars. So that's kind of the type of thing that we try to incorporate.
Okay, I like it. That's cute.
Very cool.
Now, you do the vocals, but you also do what my daughter coined as screamo is her phrase for it. I don't know if everybody calls it that. We're like, so I think Yukita had a good question for this.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for passing the wand to me. So I know that I am not the only person out here that has this question. So please indulge me. For those of us who want to be able to scream like Lacey Sturm, how do you do it? How do you do the scream? Like, how do you scream the lyrics?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a vocal range in itself. So some people they scream naturally high, some people have naturally low screams, but you can also work to kind of stretch your vocal range so you can do both. But it's a lot of stomach support. So a lot of people think automatically you just like squeeze your throat really tight and like you can get the like thing like that, but that'll end up hurting yourself really bad. And so I grew up in choir training, so I learned diaphragm support, and it's the same support, you just have to figure out how to add distortion to it after. So I always tell people, like, imagine you're trying to yell across a room. You need your stomach to help, like, project your voice. And once you can get your voice projected, then you can figure out how to add distortion. And I kind of taught myself how to do it, and I just tried to, like, imitate, like, a lion roar or, like, a dog bark, like, that grit. And then I was able to kinda combine them on top of, like, just a noise, and then once I got the noise in a spot where, like, it didn't hurt my throat anymore, then I was able to add, like, words to it. So it's kind of like you have to learn it in sections, and you have to be very patient because if you try to, like, rush through it, you definitely will hurt yourself. And so you have to be like, "Okay, my voice is feeling tired, I'm gonna be done for the day. I know I'm not I feel like I could go more, but it's probably smart for me to end here and then pick back up tomorrow because rest is really important when you're doing that because you're stretching a muscle you've never stretched before. And so it would be like going to the gym and working out on like the heaviest weight you can and then like barely resting and doing it again the next day. Like your whole body would be super sore. So rest is also very important. But that's the main things is stomach support so you can project and then learning how to add the distortion, and then rest. Rest is very key.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Do you write your own songs, or does somebody in the group write them? Do you help? Do you guys work together? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a big collaborative effort. My husband is actually my drummer, and we write a lot of the music together. And one of our best friends is our guitar player, and the three of us actually wrote most of our first album together. We would all go into the studio and just like lock ourselves there until we came up with something. And a lot of times we did like the music part of it first, and then me and my husband would write the melodies and the lyrics for the song. So that type of thing has always been a little bit separate, but then also there's times where I'm like, "Hey, I have this vocal idea. I'll bring it to our guitar player and he'll like play along to it and we'll figure it out that way." But it's a very big collaborative process because I never want it to be something where it's like, "Oh, well, I write everything and nobody has any input," because I feel like you can't grow from that. And you kind of get stuck. And I like the input of other people. So
Love that. Combined
That's
effort.
awesome.
Did
yeah.
you guys just have an album come out last year, or was that this year?
Yeah, that was last year in August. We just released our very first album, which is really exciting. I haven't released an album in a very long time. And so it was
Congratulations.
definitely scary because it's a lot bigger piece of work, and if people don't like it, it hurts a lot more because there's a lot more effort to go into it.
You
But
probably reread it. Please don't stop on it. Please don't
yeah,
stop on it.
please
All
like
right.
it. But it was really cool just the reactions that people had to it. We had a lot of like street team type promotion with it for the first time. Oh.
Oh, technical
So we
difficulties.
had we had people putting up posters like in their hometown and making videos for it and taking pictures like, "Oh, this album comes out tomorrow." And then I was able to make a collage of everybody doing that. And I did like a little scavenger hunt with our fan base. So when people put up a poster, I sent them like a secret link to different like phone backgrounds that we had made. And then some people I like physically mailed them a lyric sheet for one of the songs, and then I did
Oh
that for
wow.
all 12 songs. And so people had to like talk with each other in our Discord server to figure out, "Oh, this is a song I've heard before. This is something I've never heard before. So what is this?" And then they like unlocked the track listing that way on my website. And so it was really cool to do, but
That's awesome.
um just like mind blowing that people even did it because I did not think anyone would actually do it either. And we're still a growing artist. And so it's always one of those things where like, I have no idea if we have enough people to even get something like this done. And
Oh my
it was really
goodness.
cool just to be like, really actually watch it happen in real time. And people that I didn't know were even fans of my music, like joining in, like, "Oh my goodness, I just found this lyric." And like,
Dude,
and it
so
was everyone who was so excited together, which was really cool.
I love
Very
that for you.
That is awesome.
We're
Oh
So
my
I
starting
know
to
we got a few
Ooh.
comments. I'm
back
gonna
to
get
We
you,
do
Peter,
have a
to
few
see
comments,
if
a
we have
few
any
people saying,
questions.
"Hey, hey, hi, hello, everyone. Hello to everybody who just popped in." Oh, we do have a really good question, though. Let's see. Super Hubby says, "You said you did choir. Where did you get your training?"
So I went to like a brick and mortar school up until I think ninth or 10th grade. And so I was in the school choir. And I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. So I went to Trinity Christian Academy and we did all like the I don't even remember what they are called now. It's like FCAAs or something, all the different singing competitions and stuff. And I
Wow.
never won any of them. I always got like second or third place. I think our
You placed,
choir
though?
won.
that.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
I think there's normally only like 3 people in the category. But
uh,
so, my singing is a lot better in, like, the rock genre, apparently. So but that is something I've been working on recently because we've been trying to expand my singing range, and that's something I've been insecure about for a while because I never placed in any of those categories. I was like, "Well, maybe I just don't have a good, like, head voice." But my husband's been encouraging me lately to be like, "Hey, I think your head voice is really pretty. I think it'd be cool to add to songs. So let's work on it and get you like not feeling insecure about it." I was like, okay.
I
So
love.
yeah.
Oh, let's see. We have one person saying hello, and also you have a special hello,
hi,
Jason
Jason.
Easterling. There you go.
Uh,
Alrighty.
so would you say that Shark Spray is your most popular song right now?
I think so. That one's the first one we released, and so I think that's the one that most people know.
the music video is really good. Like you have all those underwater shots and stuff, and I'm just like, that is well done. How long did it take you to make that?
It we filmed for I think 2 days. So my husband and me actually flew to Los Angeles for that video. That's the biggest video I've ever done. All the other ones we filmed ourselves. But that was our like debut music video. And so we flew out, met with a guy who like does music videos for a living. And they rented a studio that had a big water tank. And so I literally had to get in the water and like tie a weight to my feet and
Wow.
sink to the bottom and like hold my breath and sing, and then I'd have to like drop it and swim up to the top really quick and get a breath and then go back down and sing and
Oh dang.
I'm with you out of that one. Nope.
Wow. Oh,
but
I
yeah,
was
it
gonna
was a
ask if
couple
they
days of
had you like
filming.
I was gonna ask if they had like a scuba tank for you to use every once in a while. I didn't realize you have to like stay down. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
that was
rough.
just straight up swimming for me.
Dang.
Yikes.
That's awesome.
You got a question for you here. It says, hey Maggie, are y'all coming back to North Carolina?
We have been in contact with a few promoters in North Carolina, so we're waiting to hear some answers. I'm pretty sure there's one either church or event center that we're just waiting on paperwork to be done, and then we can announce that soon. But a lot of people have sent in interest, so we're just waiting on like the events or like the promoters to be like, okay, yes, we can bring you in.
Don't forget, you have people down here in Texas who totally want you to come down, to, like come to Dallas or like somewhere in there.
I'm gonna say, speaking of going places, you're gonna be about to be going on tour in January and February. Where are you heading?
Yeah, so we are actually, I'm pretty sure heading somewhat north, somewhat south. We're trying to stay away from the snow right now, which is very hard because I
Ah,
feel like
That makes
everywhere is
sense.
about to get snow.
I think it's
Um,
following you.
yeah, it's like, where can I go? But we're starting in Ohio and Illinois area, and then we are making our way down to Tennessee. We're doing a few Tennessee dates, and then we're going back up to Ohio and Illinois, and then back to Tennessee, down to Mississippi, and down to Florida.
Where
Um,
can you
so
these dates and
so if
places?
you go to any of my social media pages, all my pages are official Magdalene Rose. I've been posting the dates almost every day so people can see them, but we also have a Bands in Town, which is also the same official Magdalene Rose. And if you follow us there, you actually get emails whenever I like type in the date or whatever. It'll email you if we're coming to a city near you within like a certain radius. You can adjust it, which is really cool. But yeah, I post them on all my social media pages so people can see it. They're on our website, which is officialmagdalenrose.com. So we try to blast them everywhere.
Very cool.
Nice.
And you said you're about to also announce another one potentially in March as well.
Yeah,
Exciting.
we just announced that we are booking for March. It's gonna be a tour with me, with the singer Dawn Michelle, who used to sing for Fireflight, and she is coming out with a brand new band. And so she's playing brand new music, and then also like Fireflight hits, which is really cool because I never got to see them live, but they were one of my favorite bands growing up. And so this is like a full circle moment for little Maggie right now. Be like,
Oh, she'd be so proud of you.
So awesome.
yeah, and then the band Seventh Day Slumber is headlining, which that my husband plays drums for me, but he also plays drums for Seventh Day Slumber, which is like
Oh
they're
wow.
technically
Oh,
my family as well. So it's really cool just to be full circle.
Wow. Oh my
well,
goodness.
okay. She's royal. Got it.
All right.
We're in royalty. Gotcha.
There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you know that she's a princess. Her father's the king of kings.
Yup.
Oh,
Period.
Very cool.
Ooh.
So when did Magdalene Rose band officially start?
So we put our first the Shark Spray song, we put that out in early 2023, and that's kind of the beginning of Magdalene Rose. Before that, I was in a band with my sisters called GFM, and we did that from when I was 11 all the way up until 2022. And then, God just started calling us each in different directions. And Magdalene Rose was something that I didn't really even want to do initially. I never wanted to be a solo artist because that scared me, and I didn't want people to just be focusing on me. And I never wanted to be the face of anything. But I didn't feel like I was done with music. And through a lot of prayer, a lot of just support and like trying to figure things out, it seemed like that was where I needed to be. And so I was like, well, this is great. I guess this is what I'm supposed to do, but this is so scary and this is not what I wanted to do. And but I've just been following that, and it's been really cool just to see the doors that God has opened for us. And we've gone through a few member changes in the beginning because we really like didn't expect this to happen. We were just throwing people together as soon as we could. And so it's cool now that we've got the three original. Well, I guess you can't really do the band without me. But it's me and my husband have been there at the beginning, and then our guitar player Weston was there at the beginning. And so he initially took a step back to help with the church plant, but he's back on tour with us now, which is really cool to have all of us like back together again. And we've had a guitar player named Zach as well for over a year now, and he's like become a stable member too. And so it's now we have like our complete lineup, and it doesn't feel like any of that's going to be changing anytime soon. So even though we started in 2023, it feels like it's just now getting to a place where it's like, okay, this is for sure, nobody's going anywhere, this is what it's going to be. And so it's been a journey even from the start, but
Very cool.
You have your complete little family now. It is nice.
yeah, and it's really cool. And our guitar player Zach, his wife is also our age too, and so now I have another girl to hang out with, and so it's like, oh cool, it's not just all boys.
Wow,
You bring a
nice.
girl to our party now.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Got a good question right here. Have you played any Christian camps?
I have not, but that has been something that I think would be super cool. I was not able to go to any Christian camps growing up, but I always heard how fun they were. And so I think that would be something that would be super cool. My husband has always wanted to be like a counselor or like a camp counselor thing for any of them because he just wants to like troll the kid the whole time. And so I think it would be really funny to do that and then like end the camp with a concert. I think that would be really cool. So maybe this year that would be really cool.
Dude, I love that. I would have loved to have an artist like you out there when I was doing church camp because I did Camp Gonzo, I did Camp Choye. Like, that would have been really neat to have someone like that actually has vocals. Like,
Right.
really gnarly ones too.
I'm gonna ask real quick. So, what is with your music? What do you feel like is the main thing that you want your listeners to take away or to feel when they listen to your music, to your songs?
I think the biggest thing is just I want them to feel like they're not alone. And I think a really big issue now is that a lot of people just forgot how to have conversations with people. And after COVID and everything became online and school became online, and people are just scared to talk. And a lot of kids' pivotal years of learning how to communicate with each other just were like kind of stripped away from them, and they never got that back. And when it comes to things like mental illness or struggling with self-harm or struggling with self-image, a lot of that can be so isolating, and you don't want to burden other people, or you don't want to be embarrassed and have other people find out that you are struggling with something, and so you just don't talk about it. And then that can feel like you're the only person who's ever dealt with this before, and it's so heavy, and you're the only person who can figure out how to figure it out, and it just becomes a lot. And so I try to write about things that either I have gone through or friends of mine have gone through, and I try to be very transparent about, yeah, this is hard, but also there's a way out and you can get help, and it's important to want to get help. And I think being able to talk so openly about that takes away some of that stigma, and it makes it a little bit less scary to be like, oh, so you mean I'm not the only one who's felt this way? So I can talk to somebody, I can figure out how to get help. That's really cool. And it's helped me open up and have conversations with other people in my fan base who have needed help, but also like in my own personal life. It's helped me learn how to communicate with people better. Because if I'm like not afraid to just make a fool out of myself, just putting everything out there in my songs, and like, why am I scared to have a conversation with somebody who truly cares about me? So it's cool because it helps people, but it also helps me too.
Dude, that's the best part.
I have two questions. One, what is your funniest story on tour? And the other one, what is something maybe touching that a fan has told you?
Oh my goodness. Being on tour now is a bus full of boys. So there's this nonstop gross, first of all, but also nonstop funny. And everybody is like, everybody for some reason is a class clown on our bus. Um, I don't even know. The most recent thing that has like been a bit that we've been doing, one of our guys who runs sound for me but does crew work for Seventh Day Slumber, he will do like really simple, like funny things as a mistake, and we'll like make it the biggest thing in the world. And then we're like, oh my goodness, Austin, you pressed the wrong button in the elevator. You're not allowed to have pizza today. And like everybody goes and gets pizza. And we're like, don't give it to him. Like we'll get the people at the restaurant in on it. We're like, don't give him anything. And like it'll go for a while. And then we're like, okay, Austin, it's okay. It's okay. We're just kidding.
Poor dude.
But we made him carry all of our suitcases one time in Germany. And like all of our merch had to be in suitcases, all of our clothes, all of our equipment. And we're like, Austin, this is your punishment. And so we stacked all of the suitcases up, all of the equipment, and we made him push everything. And people are like, hey, do you need help? And we're like, don't help him. This is his punishment. And and I'm
This
sure
is his
so
cross
many
to
people,
bear.
yeah, I'm sure some people are like, they take this crew thing seriously, but like he knows it's all a joke because I literally take my water bottle and put it on top of something. I'm like, this is it. I can't believe you're making me carry my own water bottle, Austin. And but it's all out of so much love because we have so much love for him. And he knows if it was really bothering him, he would tell us and be like, okay, I'm sorry, we'll back off. We won't do that anymore. But
Oh,
so I think that's the funniest thing is just learning how to like joke with people. But the suitcase thing was really funny because there was probably like 10 suitcases he had to carry at once. um,
you got to work
but
out.
then, yeah, he puts the work in for sure. But then one of the coolest things that I've been able to hear from tour is there was this girl that I've been talking to, and I've known her back from when I was in my first band, and she's kind of stuck around for this new chapter of Magdalene Rose and everything. And she opened up to me about how she had been struggling with self harm, and that was something I didn't know. And I originally wrote a song for one of my friends who was struggling with self harm, and I was like, this is just for my friend, but I know there's people who struggle with it out there, so I'm just going to release this, and I hope it helps people. And it was really cool because she told me at a festival like months later, she's like, hey, I don't know if you know, but I actually struggle with self-harm, and your song makes me feel like somebody sees me. And she was, I can't remember if she was a few months clean or a few weeks clean. But she'll message me now and she's like, I'm doing good and I'm fighting it. And now she actually sent me a message the other day. I was like, hey, can you write a song about this? This is something else I'm struggling with. And so it's really cool just to see her growth, and just to see her trust people. And like, I'm a complete stranger, but to see her trust me with her struggle with self-harm and just to see the song help her in that way, but then also just to see her like ask for help for other stuff is really really cool. Just from somebody who originally was very closed off and was just like, oh, I like your music and that's cool. But just to develop like actual relationships with these people is just awesome. And just to see like people say, oh well, when I feel like I'm struggling and that temptation to cut comes, I listen to your song and it helps me not do that. And I was like, whoa, that's a huge deal. Like, and I try to always remind people like, hey, this is awesome that my music is helping, but just so you know, like you are the one making that decision not to do that. And you are so strong in that moment. And if nobody has told you, like, I'm so proud of you because that is a huge deal. Even if you are just one day clean, like that is a huge deal. Um, and it's been awesome just to have those conversations with people.
That is really cool.
Dude,
We only have a couple minutes left. If you were to give somebody advice who wanted to get into, say, heavy metal music, especially on the Christian side, what advice would you give them?
I would say it takes a lot more work than you think. So
It
be
does.
prepared for hard work. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be an influencer now on social media, and that's how you're gonna have to get your name out. So be prepared to take videos, take pictures. It's not cringe to promote your music if it's something that you genuinely are passionate about and care about. It doesn't matter what people say. Like this is something you feel like you're called to do. So do it with all of your passion. It's not embarrassing to be passionate about something. Um, practice practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes progress, and it will continue to make progress. And you should always be aiming for progress. Don't do anything half effort. Always try your best, especially if you are practicing something, and practicing is so important. But also, if you're writing music, make sure you have something to say, because anybody can write a song. Anybody can make up a melody. Anybody can sing about something. But the things that are going to really stick with people, or is if you're sharing your story, if you're relating to somebody because you've overcome something, or you're currently going through something but you're fighting through it, like, share your story. Have something to say to help people. And I think so many people are just so obsessed with trying to promote themselves, they forget, like, we're here to help others. And that's the most important thing. And it's sometimes can be embarrassing to share these really vulnerable things that you've gone through, but maybe the reason you went through them was to help somebody else. And that's, make
100%.
sure your music says something, because there's millions of artists out there now, but the one thing that is going to stick with people is if you, like, made something that they felt like you cared about them, or you made something that helped them. And so having something to say is super important.
Ooh, one good question popped up, but I don't know if that's going to be a long answer or not. Where does your faith come from?
So I grew up in a Christian home, which I know that's a really big privilege to have. So it was something that was introduced to me at a young age. But I also went through a lot of struggles. I struggled a lot with my mental health. I struggled with eating disorders. And whenever I switched into performing as Magdalene Rose, there was a lot of spiritual attacks I had there. I was having night terrors, and I didn't sleep for 6 months. And I really struggled with suicide, and there was nowhere else for me to turn but God. And I had to just, like, rage, like, with him and at him. And I cried with him, and I was angry with him. And I tried to do things on my own. I tried to fix it. I tried to control things by myself, and it didn't work. And the only time that I experienced true healing, and the only time I experienced true joy, is when I let God take over my life. And it's a lot easier said than done. You know, it's an everyday process. There are still things that I struggle and, like, grapple with God about. But, you know, God has shown up for me, like, to carry me out of things, but he also showed up with me in the middle of those things. And he stayed with me, and he fought with me instead of just pulling me immediately out. And it's one of those things where it's like a parent is willing to teach you how to ride a bike with your training wheels, and then it's their job to also take the training wheels off and to let you try to do it on your own. But they're going to be there to wipe your bruises off and to clean your scrapes up and help you figure out, get back on the bike, let's figure out how to get your balance again, and try it again, let's do it again. The parents not always supposed to just, oh, you're gonna learn how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike. Sometimes they're there to pick you up when you fall. And a lot of times God was there with me when I had fallen. And he's the one thing that I've been able to rely on through everything, no matter how far I was, like, running away from it. And I think that is, like, just the short version of, like, how that faith came from. But
I love that. Thank you for sharing your
Awesome.
testimony.
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today. You've been an amazing guest, and we really appreciate
Yes.
we appreciate everything you told us today. So thank you for joining us. To learn more about Magdalene Rose, you can check her out on our website at officialmagdalenerose.com. That's OFFICIALMAGDALENER.
ROSE.com.
It's a very long
That
name,
is
sorry.
also your handle on her social medias. You can find her there, and you can find her all over social media. You can find out regarding her tours and check her out. She's got some cool stuff. You'll find her pretty much everywhere. So check her out. Next week, we will have Jason Walker and Rosie Page, paranormal investigators from the Night Terror Collective. Same time, same sandbox, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. Monberella, take us out. Everybody get your wands to the ready.
If y'all haven't had a chance to yet, make sure to smash that thumbs up and share this out, because we really appreciate having Magdalene Rose with us. And y'all need to share this out so more people know and get a chance to check out the music. My favorite is Frolicking Through Landmines, I gotta say. I love that one. But I do feel like Teeth Eater has, like, a very strong message I could relate to a lot. So both those are awesome. Those are on my favorites list. Gotta mention that. So y'all check out those songs, and make sure you check out CJ Peterson and Mombirella and Yukita Cosplay, and follow them geeks. So until next time, guys, mischief managed.